Huge drop right there. Second spin's coming up.
The partnership between Brigade and alternative baseball is sure to be a hit. Make sure if you are playing paintball, you do wear your vest and your mask. On your side from Columbus, Logan Wilbur, WRBL News 3. Good evening, I'm Logan Wilbur. Thank you for choosing KRX5 News. Today, the Bureau of Land Management announced it will be relocating its headquarters to Grand Junction. The move was first announced by Senator Cory Gardner Monday afternoon. The announcement comes after a hefty debate on where the BLM would move and whether it would include Colorado. Following the announcement, people on the western slope and all of Colorado can celebrate a little bit.
Today is a great day for Colorado and a great day for Grand Junction.
Senator Cory Gardner made the announcement of the BLM headquarters relocation Monday afternoon, leaving Washington, D.C. for Grand Junction, where public land is plentiful.
We're 72% federal land in Mesa County, with about 50% of that being in BLM.
Which is exactly why Senator Gardner says this decision by the Department of Interior is the right one.
People will be able to have greater say, greater impact on public lands decisions that affect their community.
Bringing jobs to the area certainly affects the community, but these jobs are different than what the Western Slope is used to.
The fact that it's recession-proof. BLM doesn't lay off in recessions like tourism does or oil and gas does.
The addition of jobs is one thing, but an announcement from Commissioner Puglisi will put to rest concerns which have made Governor Jared Polis previously state he was cautiously optimistic about the BLM's move.
Our Air Service Alliance already has a resolution stating that we will get direct flights from Grand Junction to Washington, D.C.
And from Grand Junction to Washington, D.C., the BLM's move has received bipartisan support. But Commissioner McGinnis says the decision comes down to one man.
President Trump supports this. The president, regardless of their party affiliation, didn't support it. It's dead on arrival.
The Washington Post is reporting more than 20% of the BLM is relocating to Grand Junction, which is about 80 jobs. It is unknown exactly what the final number will be and how it will change over the years. Today, county commissioners, city councilors, and those with Grand Junction Economic Partnership said more details, including the number of jobs heading to Grand Junction, will likely be announced sometime Tuesday. We're on the north side of the Colorado River, just to the east of Riverbend Park, where the fireworks and the Peach Festival were taking place. Now, I spoke with a lot of people earlier, and they said that they definitely saw the fireworks start this fire, and that is unfortunate because we're out here trying to have a good time, celebrate the Peach Festival, and now we're seeing this instead. And Chris, you mentioned that there's a lot of danger involved when we had the low humidity, those high wind gusts, and that red flag warning. I spoke with one law enforcement officer. He said that everyone was safely evacuated from Riverbend Park, which is of course great news, that there are no injuries right now to report. He said he can't say exactly what is going on the other side. However, what we do know, and as you mentioned, we're talking about an area just south of the Colorado River. It's very close to Talbot Farms. It's very close to the Tillman Bishop State Park. Now, if this bill is signed by Governor Jared Polis, the legislation will take effect on July 1st. An oil company will be adding a new site on the Front Range, possibly easing industry concerns after the passing of the new oil and gas regulations. Oil and gas company ConocoPhillips has received approval from the Aurora City Council for drilling new well sites. The council voted 6-4 on the agreement allowing ConocoPhillips to operate 45 new well sites in Aurora. The company currently operates about 50 wells in the Denver suburb. Under the agreement, ConocoPhillips agreed to higher reporting standards than currently required by state rules and to respond to any odor complaints within 24 hours. The project now awaits approval from the Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission. And magic mushroom decriminalization could be moving west. The city of Oakland could join Denver as the only cities in the country to decriminalize magic mushrooms under a new proposal before city council. Denver voters in May approved a similar measure for people 21 and older. This resolution in Oakland would decriminalize the adult use and possession of magic mushrooms and other psychoactive plants and fungi. Supporters say the plants have been used to treat depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. The council member who introduced the resolution said decriminalizing such plants would enable Oakland police to focus on serious crime. Now, if this bill is signed by Governor Jared Polis, the legislation will take effect on July 1st. KRX5 reporter Rob Hagan talked to the health department and a vape store manager today, and now he joins us live in studio with details. Rob. The president has signed a bill to fund the government and avoid another shutdown just 3 weeks after the longest shutdown on record. The funding bill, however, did not meet the president's requirements for funding a border wall. In the Rose Garden this afternoon, President Trump declared a state of emergency on the southern border. He says the declaration will allow him to spend billions of dollars to construct a border wall. But Mark Meredith reports construction could be tied up in the court for years to come. Prior to the president's declaration, Senator Michael Bennet released a statement saying every American should worry about President Trump's attempt to bypass the U.S. Congress by inventing a national emergency. He also added this message to Congress. Schools throughout the Denver metro area went on lockout and lockdown on Friday afternoon following tips made through the anonymous Safe to Tell reporting system. The lockdowns are the second this week in Denver and come on the eve of the 20th anniversary of the 1999 Columbine shootings, which left 12 students and 1 teacher dead. Police searched a middle school in the area for weapons while the campus remained on lockdown, while schools in Brighton, Commerce City, and Thornton were placed on lockout. Well, it's about as big as a dinosaur, some of these boulders we're about to tell you about. A Colorado highway is reopened thanks to CDOT efforts to build a temporary road following a massive rock fall. Colorado Highway 145 between Cortez and Telluride is now open to 1-lane alternating traffic. Crews will begin work Tuesday to rebuild the damaged section of the highway. Anyone traveling in southwest Colorado should expect periodic and lengthy delays. They could be as long as an hour while the road is being reconstructed. This weekend, a crew successfully blasted one of the massive boulders that tumbled and plowed its way into the 2-lane highway from a ridgeline about 1,000 feet above the road. The rock was shattered and broken up into small chunks and fragments in order to get it off the road. The rockfall, which occurred Friday afternoon just north of Dolores, there was dirt, rock, and these 2 huge boulders which destroyed the highway, leaving a trench approximately 8 feet deep across both lanes. CDOT estimates these boulders combined to be over 10 million pounds. The one you're looking at your screen is just over 8 million pounds alone. CDOT estimates construction of the road should be complete in 1 to 2 weeks.
Georgia Power actually reached out to Columbus Fire and EMS to let them know that tomorrow they will be able to reduce the water levels by 2 feet, which Columbus Fire and EMS says is significant. In addition to that, they'll be receiving new sonar device from South Carolina. Now, this device actually goes on the divers, and they're able to send a real-time photo from underwater back to someone on land or in the boat on a computer. That should help them navigate some of the area, the rocks and the debris underneath. Georgia Power was able to drop the water levels in this area by about 2 feet, which should be a significant help to the search efforts. As you can see just behind me, you can see the water levels and where they were and just how much the water has fallen. In fact, just the other day, we had some footage of where geese were swimming in this area. This year's budget proposed by the mayor is at $274 million, which is a 2.4% increase from last year. That does include a 1.5% pay raise for all full-time government employees and a 0.5% cost of living increase for all employees. Now, one of the big topics that we've been covering all year has been public safety and public safety pay reform. That is touched on in this budget with $297,000 to focus on that, which does include a $2,000 signing bonus focused on retention, as well as a military experience bonus as well.
Okay, now I know that this area, it's very common for people to have melanoma, skin cancers.
Yeah.
How prevalent is leukemia? Is there something that gives a person a clue, a hint, a symptom that they know, oh, something's wrong here? Or is it just that kind of thing where they go to the doctor and, hey, wow, you have leukemia?
Sure.
I know we spoke with School District 51 not too long ago. They said it's about 9 out of every 10 students are, or kindergarten age students are vaccinated, but that's below that threshold that we need, yeah?
This is a tremendous commitment to our community by Great Wolf Lodge, Great Wolf Resorts, and we are very grateful for their confidence.
LaGrange Mayor Jim Thornton applauded Great Wolf Lodge for choosing LaGrange for its Sweet 16th resort. The crowd cheered the grand opening and the 700 jobs created in the community thanks to the water park, which includes 14 slides, a lazy river, and a wave pool, which are exclusive to overnight resort guests.
There's so much more to do at Great Wolf Lodge, even if you don't spend the night.
Great Wolf Adventure Park hosts bowling, a ropes course, mini golf, and an arcade. But there's also a new adventure exclusive to this location.
We have Magic Quest, which is our interactive scavenger hunt that goes all throughout the lodge, and it is so much fun, interactive for the whole family. Definitely will keep you busy all day long.
Great Wolf also offers an evening educational childcare program called Camp Howell. So after a long day, mom and dad can have some kid-free time.
Or just the opposite of that, the children have some parent-free time.
One thing is for sure, Wolf Creek Lodge is a howling good time for all. On your side from LaGrange, Logan Wilbur, WRBL News 3.